Assalamu alaikum and welcome. You're watching Real English News along with your host Shareef Abdur Raheem Yamani. Let's have a look on today's top headlines. Union Budget 2014, high expectations from Finance Minister, that is Arun Jaitley. Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu says Israel strikes on Gaza will intensify. Railway Budget 2014, bulletin train not feasible in India, says Nitish Kumar. What are Argentina's chances of winning the World Cup? And Chandrababu Naidu to hike tax to fix Andhra Pradesh fiscal health. Let's have a look on headlines in details. High expectation for the middle class and industry. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley presents his maiden budget tomorrow that may contain tax scopes for the salad. Dumping of the controversial retrospective tax when spelling out of space to revive investment and manufacturing from growth. There are high hopes that the budget from 2014 to 2015 to be presented in Parliament may actually not tinker with the threefold limit of the other tax slabs, but could provide relief by incentives savings. For boosting investment, Jaitley is expected to announce tax incentive for industry. As a prelude, the government has already extended the excise duty to concession for automobile and consumer durable sector till December. The Finance Minister is also expected to take a call on reducing duties on gold import, which were raised last year to check boiling current account defect. He could also provide relief to farmers to help them to tide over the impact of deficient monsoon, which could lead to fall in agriculture output. The government may set up a price stabilization fund as promised in the BJP's manifesto.
Displaced Kashmiri migrants require our special support for rehabilitation. For this, I intend to provide a sum of rupees 500 crores in the current position. There is a need to increase the capacity in the country for Himalayan studies. I propose to set up a national center for Himalayan studies in Uttarakhand with an initial outlay of rupees 100 crores. It is also proposed to set up a National Academy for Customs and Excise at Hindupur in Andhra Pradesh. Northeastern region has tremendous potential for development of organic farming, which is a growing global demand for organic food. People living in northeastern states can reap the harvest for development of commercial organic farming. To this facility, I propose to provide a sum of rupees 100 crores for this purpose in the present financial year. Northeastern region has suffered from underdevelopment with a sense of isolation due to lack of proper connectivity. Development of rail systems is urgently required to bridge this gap. I intend to expedite the development of rail connectivity in the region, and for this purpose, I have set aside an additional sum of rupees 1,000 crores over and above what is provided in the interim budget.
Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to ramp up a campaign against militants to Gaza. So far, Israel's Operation Protective Edge has claimed about 40 Palestine lives. The Israel Defense Force, that is IDF, stepped out of Operation Protective Edge in the Hamas-run Gaza Strip, pummeling, announcing that it had struck about 200 Hamas targets so far on the second day of its offensive, which it claims to have lost an rocket out of Gaza. Some militants, however, have continued to fire salvos deep into Israel territory, and the IDF has called up some 40,000 reservists ahead of possible ground operation. We have decided to further intensify the attacks on Hamas and the terror organization in Gaza. Netanyahu's office quoted him as saying on Wednesday, after he had consulted with defense chief in the country's south. Officials from Jordan, which borders both Israel and the Palestine West Bank, have demanded an immediate halt to the air raid on Gaza, saying the IDF action had obstructed peace effort. Iranian officials have called on the international community to prevent a human catastrophe in Gaza. From the West Bank, Palestine President Mahmoud Abbas has called on the UN to provide international protection for our people. He added that Hamas leader wanted to restore calm since protective edge began on Tuesday. Israel has attacked at least 560 sites in Gaza, killing at least 41 people, about 30 of them civilians, according to the emergency workers. Railway Minister and JDU leader, that is Nitish Kumar, today said the bullet train proposed in his year railway budget were not feasible in the country, though the concept sounded very impressive. Kumar said that he travelled from London to Paris on a bullet train during his time and made effort to have it in India, too, during his tenure as a railway minister. The concept of bullet train is indeed very impressive, but it has not been found feasible in India, he said. First of all, a decided track was needed for a bullet train to run, and for which a huge amount of land was needed too, Kumar said. Because there should be no highways, contact gears to the track prevent it from falling over road vehicles in a case of accident. As the speed went up to a high of 300 km per hour, he said. Railway Minister Sadnan Gaur in his budget speech yesterday announced introduction of bullet train starting off with the Mumbai-Ahmedabad sector. Kumar said that the concept had been mooted for the first time during the Indira Gandhi regime and since then had been customarily finding place in railway budgets except in his time.
एक उम्मीद थी लोगों को, किराया और माल भाड़े की वृद्धि तो इन्होंने बजट के पहले ही कर दी थी, लेकिन ये उम्मीद थी कि आखिर हम भाड़ा बढ़ा रहे हैं तो क्या करेंगे और तुरंत क्या करेंगे, पूरे साल में क्या करेंगे, आगे के वर्षों में क्या करेंगे, इस प्रकार की लोगों की उम्मीद थी। लेकिन जो कुछ भी इन्होंने कहा है वो एक जेनरिक बातों का उल्लेख किया है, इसके अलावा तो और कुछ नहीं है और सबसे अधिक निराशा हुई है।
Despite Andhra Pradesh facing a revenue deficit of rupees 15,900 crores, Chief Minister N. Chandrababu Naidu will not hike taxes to raise our revenues. Releasing a white paper on the state finance on Wednesday, Mr. Naidu said taxes were already on a higher side. Per capita taxation in the state had jumped threefold from that is rupees 2,266 in 2001 during TD's rule to rupees 7,136 by 2010 to 2011 during the Congress regime. Even the per capita debt has increased from rupees 7,712 in 2003 and 2004 to rupees 20,573 in 2013 and 2014. Blaming the inefficiency in the Congress rule, he added that rupees 1,07,456 crore had been borrowed over 9 years. It is rather disconcerting to note that of rupees 94,728 crore was spent between 2004 and 2005 and 2013 to 2014 to bring under irrigation a meager area of 4.12 lakh hectares, while the TD government spent rupees 10,070 crores in irrigation. For the current financial year, the state government is banking on the centre's support. AP requires rupees 26,000 crores over and above the limits approved by the centre for the current year borrowing. The would require relaxation from the limits imposed by FRBM Act, he said. Regarding the AP government proposing to mortgage land to raise revenue, Mr. Naidu said, "Where is the land? We cannot mortgage private land. We are expecting to take up the issues of financial allocation to the state. With the 14th Finance Commission, a committee headed by C.S. Rao will come with a detailed presentation to the Commission," he added. For the first time since 1990, Argentina have made it the last time they won the World Cup in Mexico 28 years ago. A supremely talented number, that is 10-led La Albicia, out of a group stages narrowly passed their opponent in the knockout round all the way to the final, where they overcome with West Germany. The loss of Angel Di Maria is a significant blow. Real Madrid winger suffered a thigh injury against Belgium and has been ruled out of semi-finals. As well as offering a goal treat, Di Maria acted as a link between the defensive midfielders and attacking trio. Benfito and Zoe Perez came on his place and is likely to start on Wednesday. Picked over Evo Banga in the Argentina squad. Last season, Player of the Year in Portuguese League is soil midfielder but offers a fraction of Di Maria vision going forward, and Argentina are in a danger of suffering lack of creativity against the Dutch. Elsewhere, Marcos Rojo of Sporting Lisbon was left field choice to start at the beginning of this World Cup, but the 24-year-old has made a name for himself as an attacking left full-back over the past month. Let's have a look on today's sports news. Messi missing signature World Cup moment. The four-time World Player of the Year was a bystander, not decisive protagonist for large chunks of Wednesday semi-final, his first on football's biggest stage. Match dragged on to extra time and then finished 0-0 in large part because Messi failed to leave his mark on it, and as he has done on hundreds of others for Barcelona, his club, not for Argentina, his country that needs him now to step up. Indians look to turn new page in England. It is a great opportunity for a young visiting side as they play 5 back-to-back tests in the hectic 42 days series. The next 4 tests will be open at London's, that is Southampton, Manchester and London, again the Oval. Under Mahendra Singh Dhoni, India's last overseas test win had come against the West Indies at Kingston in June 2011. Since then, they have gone on to lose 0-8 in 2 tours to England and Australia. South Korea coach resign after World Cup failure. South Korean football coach Hong Min-an Bo announced his resignation on Thursday following a disappointing World Cup showing that saw his team jeered and booed on the return from Brazil. Goalie Ramiro breaks Dutch hearts, take Argentina to World Cup final. Goalkeeper Sergio Romeo pulled off 2 stunning saves as Argentina edged out the Netherlands 4-2 in the penalty shootout in a grinding semi-final match to set up a final World Cup summit clash against Germany in Sao Paulo. FIFA suspends Nigeria. The World Football Governing Body, that is FIFA, on Wednesday announced the suspension of Nigeria Football Association with immediate effect. Let's have a look on today's stock market. Sensex 25,372.75 with minus 0.28%, whereas Nifty for today stand with 7,567.75 with minus 0.23%. Let's have a look on today's gold and silver rates as per Malabar Golds. According to Malabar Golds, today's gold rates, that is Thursday 10th of July, is as follows. For 24 carats of gold for 10 grams, it's rupees 27,940. Whereas for 24 carats of gold for 10 grams, it's rupees 24,420. Silver rate for today for 10 grams, it's rupees 487. Let's have a look on today's weather report of 6 regions of Telangana state. Hyderabad minimum temperature 21 degrees Celsius and maximum 32 degrees Celsius. Mehbubnagar minimum temperature 23 degrees Celsius and maximum 33 degrees Celsius. Karimnagar minimum temperature 27 degrees Celsius and maximum 35 degrees Celsius. Nizamabad minimum temperature 25 degrees Celsius and maximum 34 degrees Celsius. Medak minimum temperature 21 degrees Celsius and maximum 32 degrees Celsius. Khammam minimum temperature 29 degrees Celsius and maximum 33 degrees Celsius. Headlines once again. The Union Budget 2014, high expectations from Finance Minister, that is Arun Jaitley. Israel Prime Minister Netanyahu says Israel strikes on Gaza will intensify. Railway Budget 2014, bulletin train not feasible in India, says Nitish Kumar. What are Argentina's chances of winning the World Cup? And Chandrababu Naidu to hike tax to fix Andhra Pradesh fiscal health. That's all in this newscast for today. Keep watching Real English News. Till then, take care. This is Shareef Abdur Raheem Yamani. Sign off. Allah Hafiz.